Well, let's get into election time on Prime, where we literally count down to the November 1 local government elections. Tonight, we focus on the Matatiele local municipality in the Eastern Cape. It covers an area of 4,352 square kilometers and constitutes 58% of the Alfred Nzo district and consists of 26 wards. It's a Category B municipality and is mostly rural, with the town of Matatiele serving as the main economic hub. Now, there are close to 50,000 homes in that municipality, with an average of 4 people per household. 30% of households have access to piped water, either in their dwelling or in the yard, and 26% of households don't have access at all. Economically, 40,000 people are economically active, and the area has an unemployment rate of 38.7%. Well, as we do every night, each candidate will have 2 minutes to make a case for why voters should consider them in the upcoming local government elections. To the delegates, please note that when the buzzer goes off, your time is up. It will then be followed by a series of questions, and of course, there will be a minute for the closing arguments when we wrap up the debate. Tonight, we feature the ANC's Momelezi Mbedla, who is the mayor of Matatiele, the DA's Wonga, Potwana, the EFF's Simthembile, Madikizela, and the UDM's Mandla, Hlanekela. Good evening to all of you, and thank you so much for your time and for coming onto the show. I suppose a good place to start would be with you, Mayor Mbedla, to give us a sense of your municipality and perhaps why it is that people should entrust you with their vote yet again in this coming round of elections.
Good evening, Ausketi. Good evening to the panel. Matatiele local municipality is one of the best run municipalities in the Eastern Cape. I would want to believe after Senku, it's Matatiele. We have tried our level best to cover a lot of ground, but thinking of what has been happening in terms of state capture and all that, when you think of Matatiele, it's one of those municipalities where public money was respected. That's where I would end.
Okay, that's fair enough. You still have another minute to go, but if that's where you're ready to leave it, more than happy to oblige. Let me invite the UDM's Mandla Hlanekela, who is also the provincial spokesperson, to speak to voters around why you, as the UDM, should be given an opportunity come the 1st of November to run and to govern Matatiele.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, and good evening to the viewers and the panel at large. The UDM is the only political party that can save the Matatiele municipality in this disaster. Remember, in the year 2000, Matatiele was the best and the cleanest municipality in the Eastern Cape. But today, Matatiele is the dirtiest municipality in the Eastern Cape. The poor leadership and the maladministration is the result of the continuation of paying a councillor by the very same municipality, a councillor who was convicted of a rape. They paid that councillor up until the intervention of the provincial MEC. That on its own speaks volumes that the corruption is institutionalized and uncontrollable. Secondly, if you go to Matatiele today, the cleaners, that job of cleaners of the municipality or the town is outsourced to the private company As the results, people are paid peanuts. It's outsourcing. We are saying as a UDM, we are gonna done away with outsourcing. People are gonna be employed and paid a decent wage for living. And also the Matatiele municipality, like any other municipalities, is surviving with EPWP workers who are paid 700 rand.
Mr. Hlanekela, we're going to have to leave it there. Your 2 minutes is up. Thank you very much. Simthembile Madikizela, you are the Regional Secretary of the EFF in the Alfred Nzo district, but you're also hoping that this time around voters may be looking to you as the answer to their problems. Tell us why. Your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay, thanks very much, Auspeti, and greetings to the viewers at home. We are representing an organization that has proven that is a more stable and focused organization. So the municipality of Matatiele for the past term of office which was led by Momelezi Mbedla, has proven to be the most unstable municipality. He might claim that the municipality is most well run in the country of Eastern Cape, but the reality on the ground, we know that the municipality has been under serious crisis for a very long time, and including political instability. So as the organization that is proven, has proven track record that we are a very stable organization, we have succeeded in many aspects where we co-governed or where we had influence in the politics before. For example, Johannesburg, before the crisis happened in the DA. So as the EFF, one of the most important things is that most of the workers must be insourced, including securities, cleaners, and many other workers of the municipality, as the EFF manifesto dictates, that we must push that. And to all our councillors, that's the most important motion that they must raise immediately. They take over the municipality. If they take over the municipality, if they are opposition, they will raise it as a motion. It is very important that we have workers insourced. Beyond that, we need a stable municipality that is able to create jobs for our people, and that is able to have clear programs on industrialization, and that is able to utilize the land.
Mr. Madikizela, your 2 minutes is up. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pause it there. I know it flies quite quickly, but there'll be some more time to look at what exactly it is that the EFF is offering. Okay, we keep losing the connection to the DA representative, Wonga Potwana. He's also the local councillor there. I'm not seeing his picture on the screen, but Mr. Potwana, you can have also 2 minutes just to tell us about what voters can expect if they give the DA their vote in this upcoming elections. Your 2 minutes starts now. All right, it looks like we are unable to connect to Mr. Potwana. So this is what we'll do. We're going to take a quick break. When we continue, we'll interrogate some of the service delivery failures, as has been highlighted by members of the opposition in Matatiele. We'll also find out, is that issue of being reincorporated back into KZN, is that still a line along which political parties are lobbying for votes? We'll find out after this quick break. This is Election Time on Prime. We continue with Election Time on Prime, and tonight we're focusing on the Matatiele local municipality, which is part of the Alfred Nzo district municipality. We have given our candidates their opportunity to give their 2 minutes opening statements. I see Mr. Wonga Potwana, who's a DA councillor in Matatiele. He's managed to come online. Mr. Potwana, perhaps you also want to have your 2 minutes say in as far as why voters should trust you with their vote in this election. Your 2 minutes starts now. All right, unfortunately, it looks like we just have poor connection to Mr. Potwana today. Mayor Mbedla, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is that we have a series of pictures of multiple projects that have been undertaken in Matatiele, but a significant number of them seem to have been left hanging, whether it's the upgrading of roads, the building of stadiums, and just different infrastructure that was meant to benefit the community is in complete tatters. What is happening with some of these projects in the area?
I would be very happy, Katie, if you were going to mention those projects. When you would say that particular project, then you want me to explain. But, hello?
Yes, you can continue. We can still hear you.
Okay, Askepi. But as the outgoing council, we pride ourselves of having been a council that came in when Matatiele local municipality and its communities were at around 40% of rural households electrified. But as I'm speaking to you now, we are close to 90% rural electrification. We have our own plant, municipality plant, that is busy fixing our roads, maintaining our roads. Yes, we have a council that is stable. I'm not sure what is Mr. Madikizela is talking about when he says our council is not stable, because if you think of 2016 and up until now, we have had the same council, same mayor, same speaker, same chief whip being at the helm. Coming to the issue of the dirtiest town, I am really not sure what is Mr. Hlanekela talking about, because I was Kathy, I will give you this scenario or story. The Premier of the Eastern Cape, he came here in Matatiele on an agricultural project. But when he came into town, he phoned me, Mbedla, how do you do it? Why is your town the cleanest in the Eastern Cape? We are the cleanest in the Eastern Cape. Yes, I know in terms of our communities and their expectations, we are not at the level that they want us to be. But in terms of the province and the region of Alfred Nzo, we are the cleanest town.
I understand that we've got Mr. Potwana on the line. Apologies that connection to him tonight simply has not been great. But Mr. Potwana, and he's Wonga Potwana, who's the DA representative and a DA councillor in the Matatiele local municipality. You, of course, have specifically been looking at these projects that I was speaking about earlier, these incomplete projects or these shoddy projects that have been implemented by the council. Tell us more about these projects and where specifically they are, so that Mayor Mbedla can respond to why council has presided and overseen the implementation of this shoddy work.
Thank you very much, Katie. First of all, if you come to Matatiele, there's a sports field in a place called Area C, it's unfinished. If you go toward Wonga in a place called Ramsakwan, RDP houses are not finished. They don't have roofs, they don't have tents. If you come also to the municipality, there's a new building that has been built here, which is a council chamber. It does look beautiful, but as a councillor, as a human being, that particular building was budgeted for 63 million, but it has ballooned to 85 million. Then you go to Cedarville Sports Field. The Cedarville Sports Field was started at an amount which was budgeted for 17 million. But there were variations that were done that amounted to 2.9 million. The difficulty that the people of Matatiele are suffering because of the ANC-led municipality, regardless of what advices you can give them, the only thing that they will tell you during the council meeting is that we can, let's just vote. You go also, there is a building that was built here for 4.8 million that is called Fresh Fish Produce. It's been 5 years, kid. That building is a white elephant here in town. There are silos that are being built here in Matatiele, whereby they have not made a research who are going to store mills there. Those silos at the present moment have been done or finished in 2017 in February. Those silos are costing this municipality 13.4 million. At the present moment, these same ANC councillors, including the mayor, they are trying to build the third silo, which is going to cost us about 7-point-something million. Those buildings, we've got security as the municipality that will pay 18,000 rand, per month. They are a white elephant. They were never researched. You try to talk to the council of Matatiele, which is the majority of the ANC. The only thing that they will tell you in a quarter term, the people of Matatiele are suffering here because we are led by people who are relying on numbers, not relying on what should be done within the municipality to service the people of Matatiele.
Mr. Potwana, thank you for that contribution. Mr. Hlanekela, perhaps an opportunity for you to weigh in here. I mean, the cost of these projects is quite high. Do you agree with the view that you're not always getting value for money where these projects are concerned? And is the current council being held accountable for that?
Thanks, ma'am. Honestly, it is true that what is done best by the AMC is to loot and corrupt and left projects unfinished. What is said by the comrade of the DA is true. For instance, there are a number of white elephant boreholes in Matatiele. The community can attest to that. There's no water in many areas at Matatiele, simply because the projects are shoddy. The serious challenge here is that the ANC have got no political will to deliver services to the people. Hence, UDM is the only party that we are saying we always put community first. They are not clear about these problems because they are too far from the people. But because we are working with the people, we are working for the people as the UDM, we are sure about these challenges. And we know these challenges. And we are saying if people can vote us, guaranteed, we can change the situation.
All right.
Not only at Matatiele, but in all municipalities.
I want to bring in Simthembile here. Simthembile, do you think that there has been enough accountability by the current council when it comes to all of these issues around infrastructure development that ultimately result in the experience of the end user? These are the residents of Matatiele, and the extent to which then their lives don't improve because there are all of these unfinished projects that are on the go.
Yes, thanks, Katie, for reflecting on that issue. And that issue is very important because it's not the list of projects is endless that have not been finished in Matatiele, mainly because of the issue that I have raised of instability. As a result, the current municipality is run by a municipal manager who is questionable, for example, on the qualification, also who knows very little about Matatiele. They removed the municipal manager who knew the dynamics and all the corners of Matatiele, who knows which areas need what and what projects needs to be taken care of as soon as possible. Those errors, political errors that they have committed are resulted on most of the projects not being finished and most of access roads not being built. as you can reflect, the road that passes via Maluti is one of those roads that have been forever been built. So all those things delay the service delivery, which will, at the end of the day, hinder economic development. With the economic development that would lead to a job creation. As you have reflected when we began, that there is 88.7 unemployment in Matatiele. So we need a municipality that is able to create jobs. A municipality that is self-reliant, that is not only relying on the grants of national government and provincial government to sustain its programs. So as the EFF, that is a vision that we have. That is a vision that will be engaging voters on, that we need a stability in the municipality. We need a municipality that is self-reliant, that it will be able to sustain itself.
Sure.
We will also expose the issue that we emphasize, that the municipality has not been stable. As a result, the municipality has been a victim of being hijacked by those who want to enrich themselves.
All right.
Yes.
Let's leave it there. Mr. Mbedla, as the mayor of this municipality, you seem quite unfazed by the criticism that is being leveled by members of the opposition. I've been watching you. You're smiling, you're laughing, you're giggling. Does this criticism not affect you? And how do you explain? How do you explain the state of affairs? Because you were asking for specifics of projects that are incompleted, and those who are councillors have given you the extensive list of these projects and the cost at which they had come, and they see these projects as an opportunity for the council and associated networks to loot the state coffers.
I'll apologize for my smile and all that. It's because I know my colleagues. For example, Mr. Madikizela is from Bizana, Mr. Hlanekela is from Mount Olive, and my colleague Wonga Potwana is even rejected by the signal. As I'm speaking to you, Kathy, I'm in an office of the mayor in the newly built council chambers, where Mr. Potwana is claiming that it's an unfinished project and stuff like that. Let's go to the sport field that goes to Maluti. That sport field is built in phases. All of us know that as a rural municipality and a grant-dependent municipality, that we will not lie. We depend on national grants, and we build our projects in phases, our schedule. And I promise you, the incoming council is not going to give you another Enoch Mukijima sports field. When we open, or when the new council is opening that sports field, you will come and testify that there is value for money. Let's come to the issue of the municipal manager that Mr. Madikizela is claiming not to have qualifications. The current municipal manager of Matatiele is a master's person. He holds masters. I would not be sure what he means that he has shoddy qualifications and stuff like that. Everything that we have, the ANC has given us as a command to do from 2016 to 2021. I am very bold, Katie. Even my smile, even my gesture is showing you that we have tried our best and we have delivered. Right. If you want to question that, Katie, come to Matatiele. Send your people here.
Mr. Mbedla, we're going to leave it there with you. The DA is Wonga Potwana. Let me give you the last word on this one. Any response that you have to the mayor and some of your other colleagues in Matatiele?
Thank you very much, Katie. I think the mayor must please just tell the truth of the people of Matatiele, because we must not come here to do the election thing whereby we know very well that things are not shady here. There's no water in many areas in Matatiele. You will find out a project starts from 80 million and then balloons up to 200 million. So that is all under the ANC regional district that is running that. You come back, always when they defend themselves, they will always say everything is on phases. I've got a document and everything. That sports field is not on phases. Those RDP houses are not on phases. Let me tell you one last thing, Katie. There is a place in Ward 23, it's called Good Hope. We have warned them that they must not build a school there because that school is not growing in terms of numbers of children. They told us, in fact, they told me that no, you are against the development of our black people. I said, no, I'm staying there, I reside there. That project was abandoned. The flats has been built, everything has been done. Maybe an amount of 200,000 to 300,000 has been lost because of the ANC that always do things according to the number of people they've got in a council so that they can vote. The sports field that we are talking about, there's no lights, there are no toilets, but he says in phases. The phases that he's supposed to talk about is a different story. It's not on the sports field. The one that I'm talking about, he knows very well that the sports field is unfinished business under the ANC, and the ballooning of the prices on all products. There is a problem within this municipality.
Mr. Potwana, we've run out of time. That's where we'll have to leave it then for tonight. Let me thank all of the candidates that have come onto the show, at least to share their insights into what's happening in the Matatiele municipality. I don't know if that has made it any easier in terms of deciding who you are going to be giving your vote to as residents of that area.